Hi everybody, thank you for joining me. This is Living Divinity. I would like to begin by thanking all of you who have been with us from the beginning to now. Without you, there's no need for me to be here, so thank you for joining me on the journey of self-discovery, self-healing, self-love, embracing the Most High, showing gratitude for everything that we have, for all of our life experiences, for everything that we have love for in this world. That's people, places, or things. And also, I would love to thank God for the opportunity to read for all of you. God is love, and love is God, and there's only one. If we all took a choice of putting love on the forefront, putting God on the forefront of our lives, inviting God into our home, inviting God into our soul, our lives would change dramatically. The world that we live in will change dramatically. Even if I am able to reach one person, I've done a remarkable work that's only because God has come into my life. And that's the destiny of all of us, is to, wherever we're at, when we go to leave it better than how we found it. And that's the journey, right? We don't want to leave a path of destruction, self-destruction, or destruction of others. Hurting others causes hurt to trickle down. And you can unknowingly hurt someone, and you don't really find out what the impact is till years later. It could be 10 years later. It could be 20 years later. How we treat people is going to affect us at some point, because what we put out in the universe comes back. So I say, take time to pray for those who are not on a healing journey, or maybe they feel like they've done all the healing they need to do at this point, but you still see signs of narcissism or deception or lies. It doesn't mean that you love that person less. It doesn't mean you care for that person less. But to keep yourself, your mind, body, and soul sacred, sometimes we are forced to walk this journey alone. And it's a force that we choose, because otherwise, if we stay, we'll get caught up in animosity, we'll get caught up in arguments, we'll get caught up in bitterness. And our goal on this world is to find peace, is to create our heaven on earth. So I wrote some cards about what love can do. So let me go over a few of those that I chose for us today. The first one is, love can cause you to nurture. Can cause you to nurture yourself, can cause you to nurture those around you that you love. It could cause you to nurture a perfect stranger that might need a little bit of upliftment, whether that be financial, giving him or her, some change out of your wallet. It could be words of encouragement, how did you get here? And know that there's only one way to go, and that's up. To seek the Lord, to help them find their way. So the last one part of it is nurture good change. So love can cause you to nurture. Love can build a family. Beautiful memories, always standing up for it. sometimes people don't want to really expose how they were able to build a beautiful family. Sometimes they don't want to expose that it was exterior help. Maybe an earth angel came into their life and gave them some advice, and they accepted that advice. But they gave no glory to God. They gave no glory to that person who spoke from a heartfelt space, a part of their soul, that soul that was connecting with the divine. And they totally turned their back on that person that helped their family to grow and to be strong and to witness divine guidance. But they never thank God for it. They never, sometimes when people do you good and you have the opportunity to give back, you really should give back. You shouldn't become selfish on your knowledge, selfish on your abundance that was gained by following some good advice. What would you have done not having that advice given to you? So beautiful memories, always stand up for it. Always stand up for the truth of how you built your beautiful family and those involved. And if you felt like they were an earth angel, if you felt like they were very loving and caring, learn to see people for who they are, who they truly, truly are, and help them manifest their true self. That's another way of nurturing. The next, love can bring in the best mind, body, and soul. Loving yourself becomes number one. Understanding that you can't put someone on a pedestal. That's not the good Lord. That you put yourself on your own pedestal and you take a look at yourself, not comparing yourself to others, but comparing to who was I last year? Who was I 10 years ago? How have I changed? How can I still improve? How can I make my life have more meaning to me? To people who might read about me or see me on a show or like a documentary, right, or something. Choosing me and my journey, and those who want to join me, who are on the same level spiritually, energetically, then we can blend our thoughts together. We can create more when we have two great minds, right? If you have one great mind and you're putting out a lot of good energies, and if you had two great minds, then you both can really come up with a lot better. And that's the beginning of your soul tribe. That's the beginning of finding people who you align with, who you trust and they trust you. You have that mutual trust, that mutual respect, the mutual love for each other. The feelings of, I want to see you do the best in your lifetime. I'm not going to hold back information to hold you back. I'm not going to do things to stop you from passing my level. I'm going to encourage you always to be the best you. And if the best you is better than my best version, who am I to even compare? Why would I want to compare? Why would I want to try to knock you down? But that kind of mentality is all around us. Love can be playful. If you play about love the way you do, it will come back to you. So, however it is that you find as playful, if it's an innocent playful, would be, I don't know, two people coming together and, I don't know, sort of wrestling around the sofa. Could be, it could be, I don't know, someone's taking a shower and you hop in with them. I don't know, I kind of see those things as playful. Playful in a negative manner would be, oh, I know that he likes me, so I'm going to go over here and flirt with Steve till he sees me. Because I want to play a game with him to see if he'll start chasing me. That's a very poor way to play with love. So that's just an example. I tell people that I don't fear love because I am love. I love love. And I'm never afraid to share the love that I have. I'm always willing to make room. The thing is unfortunately I chose people who really weren't in it all the way in like I was. And when I let them in, they found the ways to manipulate that and to take advantage. And the truth is that it really had nothing to do with me. And it had everything to do with what they were willing to give, whether it was a willing or they just couldn't do it. They couldn't do it because maybe they just didn't even love themselves. So, I try not to hold judgment, but the crazy thing about judging people and calling them out, it's in the way that you do it. If you call someone out to demean them, well, that's never, in my opinion, the right way to call someone out. And that would be like, say you're in a relationship and maybe you took it more serious than the other person. So then a week later you see the other person kind of, cozying up to someone else. And then it makes you upset because you thought it was more than what the person you were thinking of thought it was. And then you just make a big scene. And then if you choose to, even if you choose to be quiet about it and just say, hey, I really didn't appreciate that. I wish you would have just been straight up with me. I wish you would just be honest and say you were just looking for a good time. But people don't do that these days. People don't honestly say, hey, I just got out of a over 10-year relationship and I'm not ready for a serious relationship. I wouldn't mind going and meeting you at a park and hanging out and, maybe us going and grabbing lunch or something. But people don't even do that anymore. It's all in who can get who and who can get who's got what, and how many different people can we get? How many of a variety of people can we find and either use or abuse, or you end up being used or abused, whatever the circumstance is. There comes a time when you gotta sit yourself down and you gotta say, hey, do I really want this life of, possible pregnancies? Because I I didn't take care of myself in that regards, of the reasons how a person can get pregnant, whether you're the male or the female. And these days you're running so much risk about all these STDs going around. And where did they get it from? So let's just assume that it's a long weekend. That would be like Thanksgiving weekend, right? You don't have to go to work Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So Wednesday night you go out and you meet 2 or 3 people, but you take one home. Then the next night, one of the other 3 people call you and you hook up with them. And then the next day you call the 3rd person and you hook up with them. So you've hooked up with 3 people. How many people have they hooked up with? How many people have you hooked up in the past 30 days? How many people have those 3 people that you hooked up with in the past 30 days? And so forth and so on. So when it comes time to a pregnancy, sometimes people are just choosing, well, I was with Tom, Dick, and Harry, and I really think it's Tom's. For whatever reason. You don't want to name your son Dick, or you don't want to name your son Harry. I don't know. So you just choose one. And it turns out that's not even the father. So as a woman, you went and were pregnant for 9 months, making Tom believe that he was the father. And then when he comes out, when the baby comes out, it's the opposite color. In other words, if you're, say if you're Japanese and the woman you're with is Hawaiian, and she leads you to believe, because she's hoping that Tom, I'm trying to think of a Japanese last name. Anyways, your woman's making you believe like you're the father because she's hoping that you will be the father, and she's hoping that she's choosing right. So she's leading you on for the whole 9 months. You're getting warmed up to the fact that you're going to become a father. You're getting excited about, especially if you're having a boy, the first son to carry on the family name. You're excited about telling your parents and having your parents involved. And you have all the parties, the pre-baby arrival parties. And then the baby comes out and they have no Japanese in them. Like Syro-Japanese. Maybe they come out with red hair and I don't know, kind of lighter skin, like what do they call those gingers? Like they're usually very fair complected, and they generally have red hair. They're called gingers. So you see all this being playful. You got to be careful how you're playing, because not only that, you bring an innocent child into the world that doesn't even know who their father is. It's hard for kids to grow up not knowing who their parents are. Okay, the next one I have is love can grow. Love can grow worldwide, have growth worldwide. How can we do that? When the missionaries go and they get support from different companies. So they could be going to another country that needs help with either medical care or clothes or education or food. we take our knowledge that we know here and we do some humanitarian work where we go down to these other countries that are in need, and we teach them how to change the landscape of their future. We teach them how to clear out treed areas and plant different fruits or vegetables that can help them for generations. In other words, if you were in, say, South America and the weather there was good for grapefruit, then you would try to get them to grow some trees, help them plant some grapefruit trees, and teach them how to check the soil to see does it need more nitrogen in it, does it need more, I don't really know any dirt names, and they can monitor and they can healthily grow these grapefruit trees to, in the future, that they become fruitful and they can feed their own country. They can produce something that by the time it's grown all those years, you just wait for the harvest and get the pickers and bring it to market. And so then those people can in turn help another area of their community. Oh, well, we're doing grapefruit. Why don't you do a rice field? Or why don't you bring in some cattle? Why don't you bring in some goats or some pigs, whatever it is, chickens. And you build relationships, even if it's one person at a time, even if it's nurturing just one person, you're doing something positive. And nurturing, sometimes you just do nurturing with nothing in return. Don't expect something in return. And that's a problem when you see, a single woman walking home with groceries. You might find some young gentleman that's willing to carry the groceries home for you, because you're a little bit older. But then sometimes they think that there's something in return. So, I'm always thankful that God gives me strong legs and a strong back and strong arms and perseverance, because I've gone probably five blocks or more. Like in our little town, our town's about a mile long, and the Safeway when I lived on Oahu was probably probably about 10 blocks away, 10 of these town blocks. So I would walk down there and then I would carry the groceries home, and people would say, why don't you get a cart? And I said, because I don't plan on being here. So I'm buying something that I'm only going to use for a short time. Plus I got exercise doing it. So, sometimes there's times in your life when you just want to help someone out, even if it's just giving them 75 cents. We got a couple homeless people here in town, and when I have, I give. And I try not to hold any qualms about it, because I look at it like, God's always going to replenish what I'm giving away for a good cause. And I'm not here to judge whether he's using it to buy alcohol or drugs or food or coffee or water. I'm here to be a servant for the good Lord. Okay, so my handwritten cards move to just different things. So maintain health, stay strong. You will have ample supply of energy to endure anything. Ultimately, hard-won victory you will have. Okay. All right, so I read all those. Yeah. All right. Next. There's something better. The door is open. So this might be for a message for you or someone you know. All these are just messages that I was divinely guided to pull and read. So if it resonates for you, put it how it applies. If it resonates for someone you know, put it how it applies. If it doesn't resonate at all, then don't make it apply. Be triumphant in everything you do. So not always will we win, okay? Not always will we triumph. But if we're not willing to try, if we're not willing to accept that failure can happen, and failure is only temporary. The minute you decide when you fall down to get up and keep going, that's already a victory. You haven't won the war, but you've won a battle. Okay, the next is wisdom. When you learn lessons through others, by others, or within. You know, within your own lifetime, right? Victory or loss will strengthen your tools for self-teaching lessons to use for future applications. What have I done? Or what have you done? Again, this could be for you or someone you know. What have you done? Have you betrayed someone? Has someone betrayed you? Lately, I've been seeing the word betrayal in my path a lot. And it's realizing that even though I've lived a lifetime of betrayal, I've always done what Grandma said as far as just love. So just loving someone has the opportunity. Do they want to love you back? Do they have the strength to love you in the manner that you love them? I love pretty hard, and I love pretty easy. My love can be hot. My love can be cold. My love can be warm. My love can be nurturing. My love could be brutal truth. And it gives people the opportunity to shine that love with me, or it gives them the opportunity to take those daggers and put them in my back. It's up to them to be with me and be happy for me and encourage me as I encourage them, or they can behind the scenes put dark clouds over me to where I will have no success and I will have no honor in the eyes of many others. But what that comes down to is, what have you done? What have you done to yourself? Because when you betray someone maliciously on purpose, God's going to bring that around, and someone else is going to do that exact same thing to you. And God will keep sending those people around until you learn a lesson, until you decide, I got to change up. I got to change these people around me. I got to change who I am so the people around me can change. And that goes two ways. So if you change who you are for the better today, either the people around you are going to change with you to stay in your proximity, or the people in your proximity will change because you've made changes in your life. So for me, I have to accept that my whole life I truly have been betrayed. From the time I was a little child to even now. And it's because the percentage rate couple of years ago, 2019, I put something on Facebook. There was 100 people. I had 5,000 followers. I highlighted 100 of the people in my friends group. That love is the most powerful force in the world, and if you believe it, please share it. I left it on for 7 days, and only 22% shared it. So when I talk about love, there's only 22% out of that 100, which I don't even know who they are, because I never checked who actually did the sharing. Maybe I should have done that back in the day, but in any event, there's still 78% out there who don't care. They don't want to know. They have other hobbies or interests. They just chose me to be their friend for some other reason. But that 100 census showed me that only 22% cared. So when I'm out speaking about love, when I'm out talking about my body being sacred, when I'm out talking about how I don't just sleep with anybody, I'm not here to count how many guys I can do in a day, a week, a month, in a lifetime. I'm very limited on who I share my energy with. So what happens out of that 78%, say half of them are female. Those female are maybe opposite of what I'm doing. So they're slandering me because I speak the truth about who I am. So I have to not take it personal that they're projecting their insecurities upon me. And I have to learn to just keep walking without engaging on their level of immaturity or whatever it is that they're going through, however they're feeling. Then the other half are males, and a percentage of them have possibly had thoughts of making a move on me or trying to get me to be interested in them. And because I didn't engage, then some of them get mad and make up things. Oh yeah, I was with her last week, and she's skanky. She's not that good in bed. She's a hit it and quit it kind. She has other people coming around her house. They just say all these negative things because they're mad because they couldn't get in through either door, the front door, the back door of my little house, right? So there's many reasons why people act the way they act. And those kind of things I've experienced my whole life. And people might call me beautiful, people might say this or that. I've always considered myself average in the way of, not putting myself on that pedestal to look down at others. I always wanted just to fit in. I always wanted just to be part of something. But you see, when we are chosen to do more, we'll never fit in. We'll never do enough to fit in. It doesn't matter how many times we'll twist and bend and do backflips, do extra work, do whatever it is, it's never going to be enough because of other people's insecurities. So you might as well just walk your own line, walk your own path, and do what you can as an individual in your lifetime. Because you don't want to spend 60 years of your life trying to please everybody else, realizing that you should have just been worried about yourself. And when you love yourself and you have more care for yourself, when you fill your cup of love, is when the people who match your energy come in. And you'll have some false ones, but you have to learn the discernment to say, hey, this is not what I signed up for. I signed up for truth, faithfulness, loving, kind, working together, not being deceitful, not stealing, not lying, not cheating. That's what I signed up for. And you have to stand your ground, and you have to know that you don't need to live that kind of life. So, anyways, not sure how far we're going to get into the reading today. Might have to be 2 separate ones. Okay. Home cooked, homemade, home. Balance and harmonize your home. Make sure your house is always ready for company. Make sure that you are already ready so you don't have to get ready. Make sure your prayers are done, however many times you think you need to pray. Morning, lunch, evening, morning, break, lunch, break, evening, break. Be thankful. Be thankful for all the life experiences that God has given you. Be thankful for having the strength to move up out of that dark place you were once at. I never saw myself in a dark place. Well, that's not really true. There was one time I really saw myself in a dark place. But my mind always kept me in the sunlight. And my mind always helped me to persevere. And I'm truly blessed to have made it this far. Accept nothing but the best. Live it, believe it, be it. If you believe that you deserve the best, you have to write down, what do you think the best is? What is the best version of me? And start living it, start believing it, start being it. Accept nothing but the best for yourself. Don't, in other words, say there's 2 guys and you're a lady and you're interested in both of them. The one you really, 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 really want hasn't made any moves towards you, hasn't made that statement, will you be my wife? Then the second one, who you would take as a second one, offers you a hand in marriage, offers you to give you the best life. What do you do with that? Do you accept that he's not your first choice and go ahead and marry him? Do you accept that or do you hold out for the one you really want? It's going to be different for everybody. The answer is going to be different. There's no real true answer. It's all individual. For me, I didn't examine things close enough. My first husband, I saw a lot of red flags, but I still married him. My second husband, all the red flags were hidden until after I married him. So if God ever chooses the third one for me, I pray to God that God sees to it before he comes into my life that he's everything that I need him to be, so I could be everything he needs me to be, and that we can work in unison and we can follow divine guidance, follow our path. Okay, but for my situation, I've actually never had that where there were 2 and the one I really wanted didn't offer, and the other one that I took as could be second that I offered, or that had made an offer. I've never come across that myself. So, show discernment in everything you do. Have your self-respect. Have your self-worth always on the front page of your book. All right, crying. So it's funny I pulled this card out because this morning I was doing a little crying. So I just ask you to say prayers regarding my crying because God knows everything. And it does have to do with loved ones in my life. And I have to cry it out so I can keep moving. I have to release. I can't hold on to the worry of what if this never happens. When am I going to find someone that can give me even give and take? And it has a few other things, but I say, for you out there, if you feel like you need to cry, you should find the space and time to cry, because crying is cleansing. Through the crying, you find some sort of relief because you're relieving all that pressure that you put upon yourself. Sometimes energetically, people can put that pressure on you. You know, kind of like if you've disassociated yourself with certain family members. And, you know, maybe they've been watching you behind the scenes. Maybe they've been watching you on Facebook. Maybe they know that you have some other form of media, social media. So they're watching you and they're saying, oh, you know, he'll come back, she'll come back. Oh, you know, we've beat her up all these years and she always came back. Why isn't she coming back now? So then they can impose, if they are using their magic, their intellectual power in a negative way, and they can cast things upon you where your skin starts feeling burning, or you could actually start getting really icy cold, and it's like the chicken thing. What do you call that when it gets so cold in your skin? Looks like a chicken skin. And so they can make you really hot, they can make you really cold, they could put thoughts in your mind. It's really up to you to throw those negative thoughts out. But sometimes it's actually overbearing. Sometimes you start believing those lies. Sometimes you lose yourself in other people's feelings. So it is important to cry it out and to do some journaling. Why was I crying this morning? What was I thinking about? How can I let control of this go to God so I can continue to live in peace? And you say those words to God, help me release all of this to you, Lord, because I want to stay healthy and happy. I want peace in my life. I don't want stress. I don't want worry. I don't want anticipation. People think I'm probably like a robot because, you know, they see me on the street and I'm just kind of the same. I have a little tiny smile on my face. I have my radio to my ear, walking my dog, minding my business. And it's like systematic. That's what I do. But they have no idea how much strength it takes actually to do a reading. You know, young people have a large supply of energy, so they can probably belt out 4 or 5 readings before they get exhausted. It's going to be different for everybody, but for me, I have to monitor what I do and I have to keep a cap on everything because my health depends upon it. And I'm not saying I'm unhealthy. I'm saying I have health issues that can worsen if I don't choose what's right for me. Okay, so next, decision making, a choice of several options, and not choosing is a decision. So you might have someone in your circle or in your life that you want, hey, can you just make a decision? Maybe they're between you and another person. Maybe it's your boss and it's between promoting you or another person. Maybe you're talking about going on vacation and this person wants to go here and this person wants to go there. Whatever it is. The bottom one I want to say, well, a choice of several options. It's up to you to choose what's right for you. It's up to you to take the time out to make the right decision for you. Don't let a tarot reader sway you. Don't let your best friend sway you. Don't let your older siblings sway you. Don't. Learn who you are. Learn what you're about. Learn what makes you happy. And choose that. Not choosing can make you lose so much. If you're in a relationship, you are there for the comfort of a roof over your head. Maybe the money spreads out a little bit better. But your heart belongs over here. And you're afraid to leave the comforts because you don't know what the future brings over there. That person could be telling you all kinds of stuff. Oh, God promises we're going to have all of this. God promises we're going to have all of that. And that person could very well be telling you the truth. But that person could very well be telling you a lie, right? The thing is, first of all, you'd have to decide, am I really with this person just because of the comforts of having a roof over my head and having excess amount of money to spend on what I want in my life, right? Maybe several people living under one roof, but really you guys really don't get along, but you all signed the lease already and you're able to move about, but it's not really that comfortable with the people who you live with. Maybe you're leaving your room and you're finding out things are missing when you get back. Maybe someone's picking through your change jar and taking all the quarters out. Maybe someone's taking your pictures out of your photo album and rearranging them just to play mind games with you. Maybe there's people in the house that are actually witches or warlocks who are casting spells on you to keep you where you're at. I don't know. It's not my situation. Those are just things that's coming to me at the top of my head. So, maybe you have a loved one that's at a distance. Maybe you've received synchronicities saying go that way where you can have peace. Everything will work out for you in the future. Maybe you haven't lived by faith, but you've lived blindly, which is pretty much living by faith, right? When you blindly make a decision without really thinking about it. That's like taking a leap of faith, but if you don't think about it that way, then it's hard for you to think about actually taking a leap of faith. But whatever it is, not choosing is a decision. So if you're with a group of people or a person that you really don't want to be with, but you're afraid to make the move because you don't know what the future holds over there, you could very well be losing that what's over there, because that what's over there is not going to keep holding on, holding space for you, right? authenticity and being genuine. You're amazing. Be that always in your days, right? So this is one person. This could be, now that these are the last two cards coming out, it kind of makes sense. This decision making, your options, someone who's authentic, that you find amazing, or this person could be thinking that about you, and the other person could have the cluster B disorder, really needs to psychoanalyze. So the decision of two, you've got two opposite spirits here. It's like the angel and the devil. This one will give and give and give and give. This one will take and take and take and take. This one will be in truth and give you real feelings. This one's not going to tell you the truth. It's going to make it sound like they're giving you the real true feelings, but it's because they have ulterior motives. So anyways, that's the handwritten cards. Someone's been crying over making this decision, knowing that maybe they didn't accept the right one, and they're afraid to come to you to tell you. I don't know. All right, so we're running out of time, so let me move through real quick. I have some cards from the mermaids, messages from the mermaids. Support. That's spiritual support. Give yourself time to re-energize. You deserve it. You need it. Don't let anyone run you down. You could be receiving some sort of recognition for a job well done. You could be receiving spiritual recognition for making right choices. You could be receiving recognition that the future that you see is yours. When you trust divine, when you trust the synchronicities, when you trust yourself, when you trust that the love you feel, when you trust that you're choosing for the right reasons. Okay? So, I'm going to take these and go through them real quick. The Akashic Tarot, loving elementals. Those are like little spirit fairies. They're all around you. Another 3. So 3-3. You could be seeing 3-3. The bird's nest. Expansion on a property. You might be doing some remodeling, adding another room, making the house larger, getting it ready for a bigger family. Might be having a birth, a rebirth. Someone's having a baby. 7 of Forces is balance, finding balance with life and love and self. Not spreading yourself too thin. Taking time to think about things before you answer so that you can give a balanced thought out answer. The King of Roses. He wants to give you a gift, or that's you, and you want to give someone a gift. A gift, the roses is of love. Okay, so got some cards out of the Psychic Tarot. Someone may be going through a transformation. Someone has gone through some things and has some wisdom. Maybe they have a lot to tell you. Maybe you have ignited passion into this person. Put it where it resonates. Maybe this person's moving on from that cluster B disorder person they're attached to. They know that if they want material and spiritual prosperity, they got to follow their divine guidance, and they're 6'6". They're reaching for partnerships and alliances. These are unbreakable. They are respected. They are challenging each other to be their best. Spiritual union, so it's going to be business and love. There's going to be time to have patience and planning, so when you and your person come together, you don't have to feel rushed to get up and start moving, get up and make decisions. Take time to think things out. Which direction does your person want to go? Which direction do you want to go? Can you both be honest with each other about how you really feel? And for what reasons are you going in these different directions? And, so it might be 1 month you're doing what he wants, then the next month you're doing what they're doing what you want. Or maybe it's going to be on a year thing. Oh, this year let's take care of this. Let's handle this. Let's start this project. Okay, it's going to take a year. We'll have double efforts in that year together. Or it could be he does his thing and you do your thing. Maybe you don't even live together at this time. Maybe you're coming together, or maybe you've been together and you're coming to all these different ideas and things you can do. In any event, fulfillment of wishes. Maybe you both see each other as fulfillment of wishes. You see there's 2 waterfalls and 1 treasure right in the middle. Okay, and having the power to make changes, the power to choose ourselves, the power to move forward with grace, strength, and confidence. Okay. So the last we have is the Knight of Michael. Time to move quickly, choose logic over emotion. The Empress. Time to act upon your plans. Creativity is rewarded, luxurious or abundant resources. 8 of Michael. You can be free, make a courageous choice to change your situation, not seeing things clearly. 8 of Raphael, so there's 8. Take great pride in your excellent work. Practice makes perfect. Consider getting additional education or training. Page of Gabriel, energetic, brave, optimistic, playful. Follow your passion. You are ready for any challenge, opportunities for excellence and for excitement and adventure. And the last is justice. Archangel Raguel, fight for justice and equality. Rulings made in your favor. Don't give up. That's the end of our reading. God bless you all. Thank you so much. Again, at this time, I am not requesting any donations, as I believe that God is fulfilling all of my wishes and dreams. And as we move further, He will open up opportunities where I can actually sell products and make money without asking any of my devoted collective for anything. And if you have something in the future, please fast forward it to someone who is in need of it, a food bank, that sort of thing. So I say thank you. I'm sending you love. If no one has told you today that you are loved, I love you. Thank you, God, for the opportunity again to read. I have an angel number I'll do later, and then I'm going to do some little music kind of shorts like I did yesterday. So thank you very much. God bless you all. I love you. Have a beautiful day.